Rope Drop Radio is proudly brought to you by Touring and Cruises Travel Agency. Planning your next magical Disney adventure or an exciting trip around the world? Their expert team is ready to help you every step of the way at no additional cost. They'll even monitor for discounts after you book and apply any you qualify for automatically. Just mention Rope Drop Radio when booking. Now, let's rope drop.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. I am Doug McKnight here with Lauren Shields. And Lauren, we're recording this in advance because you're currently traveling.
Yes, I will be at Disney World and then going on a Disney cruise for spring break. I'm super excited. But yeah, we were up late recording back-to-back episodes.
Yes, putting the hours in before you hit the cruise ship life and get to relax.
Yeah, I guess you wanted to punish me before I left.
Well, it's to remind you to post on social media so everybody can follow along with your trip on @RopeDropRadio on all of the things. And speaking of trips, we have one coming up too, the Springtime Surprise, the 3rd through the 6th. Lots of fun meetups. We'll be putting those like a list out on social media here in the next week or so that it's easier to find us. And we've been posting our workouts on Patreon, haven't we?
We have. And hopefully we had a new Patreon this week, but I just haven't seen it yet because it's in the future.
Well, they'll get read about on your trip report show. So that'll be exciting.
Yes, but thank you to all of our Patreon members, and you can always come check us out, listen to the bonus episodes. We do one a week, and Doug likes to record the news and give his thoughts on that.
Yes, so after shows are us after the show talking. Yeah. Last week's was deep, though. Some deeper questions, like what you did before you were a travel agent.
Oh, don't give it away.
Favorite fast food, stuff like that. Yes. So anyway, also another great way to support the show is leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Leave a 5-star review. We will read it on air. This one is titled Talk About Disneyland. 5 stars.
That's awesome.
By Escape to Disney. The review says, per your request.
Yes.
That's it. Oh, okay. So
that's a beautiful review.
We will get a guest on to come on, talk some Disneyland. I think we'll do like a Disneyland.
You've been convinced?
We're going to do like a Disneyland, Disney World comparison type show coming up so that it's not just about Disneyland. So everyone is happy. Maybe.
So you had to get your Disney World in there, huh?
Yes, we do. It's contractually obligated, I feel.
All right. No, that sounds like that would be a fun show.
All right. But today it's time to dine with characters, and there's lots of ways to do it. But what is the right way? So we are going to share some of our do's and some of our don'ts when it comes to character dining. So character dining is important for every trip. So we put together a list. Lauren's going to read the do's because she's nice. I'm going to read the don'ts because, as I was called on the last after show, I am a curmudgeon.
Yes, you were called that.
All right, Lauren, take it away. We'll switch off. What's the first do?
Allow yourself enough time so that you see each character. And so I threw this one in there, and that is because we have sometimes had a character accidentally skip us.
Mm-hmm.
It was Christmas time. It was Minnie. It was Hollywood and Vine, and she was in her Christmas outfit, and I wanted to get to Fantasmic, and the girls were young. This is 2019, right before everything hit, I remember. And they were like, I think most of them were like in preschool or kindergarten. I don't know. Anyway, I was ready to leave, and I had to have a grandma next to me say, your kids really want to see Minnie. You should wait. You paid for this. And I was like, oh, mom guilt trip, right? But she said it very nicely. But she's like, oh, no, your girls, they want to see Minnie. So
she wasn't like, leave them here with me. You go get your seats at Fantasmic.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
On,
so
Grandma.
I was like, I really probably should have ordered another adult beverage if I had known we were going to, and because we had to wait for her to come all the way around again. It took forever. So every time I see that picture, I'm like, I can tell. I'm like, I just wanted to leave. I was okay not seeing one character, but the girls really wanted to see many. So just make sure you leave yourself enough time. Like I would say a 2-hour window, even though most of the time it doesn't take
Hour,
that long.
right? Most of the time it's around an hour,
Hour and a half.
and it can inch up to an hour and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't if
Don't
you
don't rush it.
yes. Yeah. And the characters aren't trying to skip you, just I think it just happens sometimes and don't be afraid to let the cast members know that you
Right.
didn't get to see a certain character yet.
Because every character has a character handler that you can tell. Like they
Yeah.
can help you out. All right, that's a good one. That's a good do. All right, the first don't on our list. Don't use the bathroom at Hollywood and Vine. I cannot agree with the statement more. So it shares the bathroom with 50s primetime.
It is
It
awful.
is so many little kids. It's just a disaster. 24/7.
Yeah, this is one where I will purposely make the kids go to the bathroom before we go in there because it's that bad. I mean, and then inevitably someone's like, I really have to go to the bathroom and I can't hold it. And then if they're young enough, which is no longer because now Lily's almost 8, but when they were young, I would tell Jake that he could take them to the bathroom. But now they've all aged up and they need to go in the women's restroom. But
Yeah.
it's gross. They're small. 2 restaurants are sharing the same bathrooms. Try to skip it if you can.
Yeah, that is a theme for Hollywood studios with the restaurants sharing bathrooms because over at Sci-Fi and ABC Commissary they share as well. But somehow those are not disgusting and constantly full of people.
Yeah, just this is
Different
it's
client
not good.
at Sci-Fi than at Hollywood and Vine. Not a billion.
Yeah, it's a lot of little kids. All right, the next do have the cast members help with your photos if you want a photo with everyone that or the character handler person that's with them. They are there and happy to help.
Yeah, even as adults we've done this where we hand a phone to the character handler to get our group with the characters. We did that with every character at Topolino's, didn't we?
We did. That one wasn't so bad, but remember we were at 1900 Park Fair and Michelle and Alex were like, no, the light has to be just right. Move over this way.
That's every time they take a picture. And then
I know.
Alex will put it in portrait mode and Michelle will okay, now we're going to take it and angled this way. They're both and we just want to stand up, get the picture and sit back down.
Right? We're there for
Yeah.
the food. We're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
The picture is done.
But yeah.
They must hate us.
Ask
because
the
we're
character.
We're good.
All right. Next, don't skip because of the price. It saves you time in line to meet characters. What is your time worth anyway?
Yes, this has saved us a lot of times, especially when the kids were really young and characters were super important. Because I did not have to use back then a fast pass or a lightning lane to go see one. Oh, they don't even let you do that anymore. I forget.
No, this drives me nuts that Mickey
agree.
is not fast passable.
Yeah, that's gone. It will just save you so much time in line. And then so don't sleep on it. It is worth the price a lot of times, especially if there's certain characters that your child would like to see. It's 2 birds, 1 stone. You eat, you get down, you get to relax, and you don't wait in line for the characters.
There you go. Yeah, and
yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like it.
Next one. Check out the seasonal offerings, especially at Hollywood and Vine. I think that's the only one. So the characters change outfits. So they have their Halloween outfits, their Christmas outfits.
Springtime.
Isn't
Easter.
it? Well, they have. Oh yeah, it is springtime, winter. And then it's summertime.
Yeah.
Don't they for a little bit have a fancier one? No,
I don't know. You know who could tell us? Michelle. But
yeah.
Yeah.
That restaurant has sucked me in more times than I wanted to because of the different outfits.
We ended up there on Thanksgiving because they did a Thanksgiving dinner as well. And I was very disappointed that they weren't in Thanksgiving attire. I kind of wanted to see
that would have been cool. They should have done that.
1 day only, right? No,
yes.
Still Christmas.
I'm there's no way to ever meet them in their Thanksgiving
There
outfits.
is
It's
no such thing because Christmas starts, the day Halloween is over.
pretty
So
much.
yeah, it is what it is. But their Thanksgiving meal was good at Hollywood and Vine. They get knocked on for the food a lot, but the turkey and stuffing mashed, that was all solid.
And that was when it was back to buffet.
This was just this not last Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving before, so
And
2023.
it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah. All right. Don't guarantee to your kids that a specific character will be there, because we went to 1900 last time, Lauren,
Yep.
and I cried tears into my strawberry soup because Aladdin had flown away on his carpet that day.
We lost 2. Who was the other one that didn't come?
Was it Cinderella? Or it wasn't Maribel and it wasn't Tiana.
No, we got
So
them.
it was Cinderella. And we got like
Yeah.
one
Snow White.
substitute. It was like,
It
Snow
was
White doesn't grant wishes.
that was that was the first time I ever gone and there was 2 characters missing. So that was
Right.
interesting. But yeah, don't tell your child that they will be there for sure, because if Aladdin flies away or whatever happens that
Whatever they
day
said,
and
yeah.
that you'd have a very upset child. So I would always just say to my kids, like, usually these are some of the characters that are there, but it could change.
Right. And face characters change more often than the fur characters, for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. What's it do?
This is a due for Topolino's, because they keep changing this. What are the extra things you can order for no additional cost? For a while, it was like you could order as much as you want,
Mhm.
and then no, you can't, and then now you can. I think the last time we went,
Kind
it
of.
was it was like certain sides or eggs. I think you could probably not eggs anymore though.
Like, we kinda started saying, "Can I get this and this?" And the more uneasy the server's face got, I stopped asking for things.
Yeah, but he came right out and like said like
He had
these are
said
the
the
things people.
rules.
Yeah,
Yeah,
these are the things that people usually that won't cost you anything extra that people usually order.
yeah. And so to clarify, Topolino's is a character meal for breakfast only at the Riviera. So, and it's
Yes.
it's probably the best food for a character meal.
Yeah, but ask
Yeah.
for extra because we've walked out of there during one of the times where they weren't letting you order any extra food, and I felt a little gypped because it's the most expensive
Mhm.
breakfast one, and I left not full, and that
Oh, yeah.
I was not happy about that.
Yeah,
So,
the steak is really good.
yep,
So,
just ask what the rule is for that day, and usually there's something extra you can order with no additional
yeah,
cost.
like, I think I got a waffle along with my steak, which that's a normal combo, but
Yeah, I think I
yeah,
got something like that too. That
yeah.
sounds right.
Think in the end, like, a lot of us ended up with the same stuff on our plate.
I think because of whatever was free, we all
It was like,
ordered.
"Yeah,
It was
you
like,
can tack that on." We're like, "Okay, then tack it on."
yeah,
And tack it on, and tack it on, yeah.
yeah,
Alright, this is an important one. Don't get up and go to the buffet if characters are nearby. So, you can figure out the pattern they're going in, because they go in the same order, and, like, if they're a table or 2 away, don't leave. You just sit there and wait, you meet the character, then go to the buffet. And sometimes they'll come boom, boom, boom. Just eat afterwards. You don't need to go to the buffet. The food will be there. Just be patient. This is where I don't think we have this on there as a tip, but the family style ones win. So
yeah,
Garden Grill and Ohana and Akersh's is halfway. Akersh's is weird, but
yeah.
Ohana and Garden Grill are for sure family style, so you don't have to worry about getting up and missing anybody. But the others are buffets. You gotta be aware of where the characters are and what direction they're moving. Very
Yeah.
important.
And I will say the family style was also clutch for us when the kids were really young. Like when
Oh
they all
yeah.
needed help to
Ugh.
go up to the buffet, it became a huge chore because me or Jake was always up helping a child and it was annoying. So if you have younger kids and several of them, try to lean in on these family style character dining. But I think that's why we missed Minnie because we weren't paying attention, and I
Right.
think someone was up at the buffet.
Happens. And you gotta help them all when they're little. I wish Hollywood and Vine for the breakfast was family style, because you're in there with all these toddlers.
Right, and that's
That
not
needs to
hard
be
to do.
family style. It's just waffles.
Yeah.
Just so now that the kids are older and we do the family style, we did Ohana breakfast on our most recent trip over New Year's, and like the plate, the skillet thing wasn't even on the table. And I think Sam was like, "Yeah, we're gonna need more waffles." And like the next set, like a whole thing of waffles came out, more than we could eat. So don't be afraid to ask for more, since we're
Yeah.
hitting up the family style thing right now.
Yeah.
So,
Agreed.
all right, what to
Um,
do?
was that a don't that we just said? Oh yeah,
That
don't get
was a
up and go to a
don't.
buffet.
Yeah,
All
don't
right.
get up and go.
All right, for a do, where are we at? Consider resort dining. We kind of hinted at this in the last episode on
Hmm.
non-park days. So if you have a travel day or you're taking a rest day in the middle of the trip, this is a great time to go do some of the resort dining, because you don't. If you try to go do character dining in the park and you don't have a park ticket, you have a problem.
Really hard. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is your Topolino's at Riviera, Chef Mickey's at Contemporary. It's a loud one, but it's probably, when my kids were younger, one of their favorites, because you got
Yep.
the Fab Five characters. So that's a great way to start off a
Yeah,
trip.
it really is.
Yeah, and then Ohana is another good one at Polynesian for breakfast as well. Am I
Yeah, and
missing it?
Chef Mickey's all day, right? Do they have lunch right
All
now or
day.
not? They do. They kind
Yeah.
of go between that. So Chef Mickey's all day, Ohana at 1900 Park Fair at Grand
Oh, yep.
Floridian is breakfast and dinner. So your dinner options, like say you get in midday, dinner options are Chef Mickey and 1900 Park Fair. And another breakfast that we forgot is Cape May Cafe at Beach Club.
So good.
Yeah, it's
We're gonna
just
eat there soon.
hopefully I'm done with the race in time. That's going to
We'll
be my
meet you there.
motivation. Hopefully I have time to go shower before I go for
Oh God,
everybody's sake.
please, please, please do that.
I'll be hungry. It won't matter for me. All right, that's a good do. Yeah, resort days or travel days. We've done a breakfast and then gone to the airport before.
We've done that a lot. That's one of our favorite things to do.
So,
Feed everyone up before you're not able to have easy access to food.
all right, this one kind of piggybacks off of, we just kind of hit it, but don't forget that some restaurants only have characters at certain meal times. So we kind of just said that. Topolino's at Riviera is just breakfast. Cape May at Beach Club is just breakfast. Ohana at the Polynesian is just breakfast. So I feel like all the ones in the park have them all day,
Mm-hmm.
but at Hollywood and Vine they are different, because in the morning it's Disney Junior. I ate there. It was Playhouse Disney meal. Yeah.
Who are
So
the
we had
characters?
JoJo and Goliath
I don't even know who those are.
and Little Einsteins.
I know them. They have an
JoJo,
Annie and Little Einsteins.
yeah,
Our
yep.
Annie always thought that was cool.
Sam tackled Annie once. So
Oh dear. Okay.
yeah, waited a long time to meet Annie, and then she tackled. She was about, like almost 3. Just jumped up, give her a big hug, and plump,
How did
it
Annie
all
handle
went down.
that?
Pretty good. Annie sat back up. Leo was still there because it was the transition. So it was Leo and Annie. And Leo kind of helped her sit up. They sat there for a solid like 5 minutes with Sam just on Annie's
Oh,
lap. I think
okay.
because Annie wasn't ready to stand back up yet. But
Probably not.
like we're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get banned from the parks for life. And
Yeah.
no, it's just yeah. So yeah, JoJo and Goliath. It's from JoJo's Circus. A very weird claymation clown.
That sounds creepy.
Nightmare inducing. So okay.
It sounds like that.
All right, we're ready for another do after JoJo and Goliath get name
Yeah, we
dropped.
are. I guess we've kind of touched on this a little bit. So a good time to go is for a late breakfast or early lunch. Some of these, especially the buffets, are switching over food if you hit it just right, like 10:30, 10:45. That way you can kind of get both breakfast foods and lunch foods, which is nice. But I do not like to go, and as we're rope drop radio, I would not recommend, don't do character dining first thing when the park opens. Go do your rides.
Yeah.
So if you really want a breakfast, make it later in the morning, so as the crowds come in, then you're using your time more
So
wisely.
at Epcot a lot, we'll snag the last uh, oh my gosh, at the beach club, Cape May Cafe. We'll snag the
Yeah.
last one because if you're one of the last people eating, the food's still there. Like we've never gone hungry when we've had one of the last reservations. But as the table's empty, the characters have less to do. So like there's times they come by and they're just bored and they'll like sit there while you're eating. You're just like, "Hi Goofy. Yeah, I'm trying to eat this waffle," you know. And like
Yeah.
so you get tons of interaction. So if you have kids that are into it, that last breakfast at places that don't have lunch usually works out really good. So that's part of that tip too.
Yeah.
We
I know
like the
that
brunch the
the last
best.
time, yeah, we went to Cape May Cafe, Goofy got in line with Jake to get waffles.
See, there's just another person. Yeah.
Yeah. And I missed it completely because I was sitting. I missed it the whole thing.
All
But yeah,
right.
good time
That's
to go.
I think that's one of the biggest tips. The late lunch, early or late breakfast, early lunch. And we use it to get out of the park. Like to get over to Ohana, get to Chef Mickey's, get to Cape May Cafe.
A lot of those breakfasts do reservations up till about noon.
Right. And then
Yeah.
that leads into our nap. So
Yeah. That's a good time to take
all
a nap.
right. Don't forget to use the dining plan. We haven't talked about the dining plan yet on this show, Lauren. And
No.
if you're going to book some character meals, you can come out way ahead on the dining plan.
Yes.
Zero questions. You don't even have to work hard.
No. Yeah. I don't know the last time I checked the math, but it was ridiculously easy to come out ahead, especially if you do character dining every day, like once a day. That's all you
Yeah.
need.
And you have kids, then like the math is really easy if they're kids, but that's another reason like why we like Cape May Cafe if we're at Epcot over like say Garden Grill because it's cheaper at a resort versus inside the park. There's a $5 to $10 difference. So if you're on the dining plan, you don't have to worry about that. So
No.
you can go to the ones in the park that are a touch more. So I think
Yeah.
that's a good thing. Don't forget the dining plan. Don't sleep on it. If you're doing a lot of character meals, oof, it's a solid choice.
Agreed. Agreed. So our next do, this relates back to 1900 Park Fair. Eat all of the strawberry soup.
Yeah, this was 100% mine. Nobody's curious about that, right?
No.
It's it's a soup or is it just like
A
pure
smoothie?
sugar? It's sweeter than a smoothie. And then they have whipped cream next to it that you can put on it
Yeah.
because you needed to like add calories to it.
Yeah. So we actually are going to 1900 Park Fair for dinner because two of the girls don't remember it because they have not
Okay.
been there since pre-COVID. And one vaguely remembers the strawberry soup. Our youngest was like, "What is strawberry soup?" Like, but I have all these pictures of her eating it, and so she's actually very excited to try the strawberry soup.
It's just pure sweetness, right? It's kind of their signature dessert and it's at both lunch and dinner, so that's nice.
Yeah, they typically have some of the best buffet offerings out of any of the
Yeah.
character dinings. It's
1900 is pretty solid.
They have really good ham too, isn't that what it is?
That's at breakfast. The ham
Right,
is
it's
at
not at dinner.
breakfast. Yep, it is really good. And then I think you have turkey and roast at dinner, like or
Dinner.
prime rib or something at dinner, right? Like there's two different meats being carved up. There's never a shortage of meat. And if you want more when they carve it up, just say like, "May I please have another slice?" They
Yes,
don't care. They do not care. I don't know if they judge, but they don't care.
this is true.
All
All
right.
right, next don't.
Don't forget to tip. So if you're on the dining plan, you still have to tip. You're not on the dining plan, you still have to tip. Disney still works like the rest of America, and you have to tip. I'll
Yes,
just say that.
and if you are on the dining plan, this is just good to know because I know people get worried about having cash. They will let you actually tip and then charge it to your room, so eventually it gets charged to your credit card.
Hmm.
So if you don't have cash, you can still tip. You just have to charge it that way.
There you go.
Yep. All right, our last do. Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah.
If you cannot get a table reservation at Cinderella's because it's a hard one to get, or if you're just looking for something different but want a princess experience, you should go to Epcot and go to Akershus. The princesses are there too. It's usually slightly cheaper. and it's easier to get into. It's much bigger space.
Yes, and the competition for Epcot versus the Magic Kingdom of little kids
Right.
wanting to eat with characters is much less because so many people just do the Magic Kingdom on their trips, which blows my mind. But that's the reality. It's the most visited park in the world, right? So
So what do you guys do? But that's what we're doing.
just the Magic Kingdom.
Well, that's because we're going on a cruise. Like if you
Oh,
guys were doing 1 day parks before a cruise, what would you do?
you've met my wife, so we'd probably do 3 or 4 parks in that one day. Why?
What if your
Why wouldn't
wife?
we?
Well, so we're doing Magic Kingdom because I was too cheap. So I have my annual pass, but the kids and Jake do not anymore.
And you didn't want to pay for
I
hoppers.
did not want to pay for a
Well, there
hopper.
you go.
And
Yeah.
all they really wanted to do was Tiana's because that's the only new thing since we've been.
Yeah, that makes sense then.
So, well, but your kids don't have annual passes anymore either.
No, but I think my wife would like develop a rash if we were traveling without hoppers. So
That's
and
funny.
if we didn't have hoppers, like they're likely to go to one park all day, and Michelle and I would just hop and leave them somewhere. Like, right?
Oh, we
Like
don't have that choice yet.
our kids could just stay at Magic Kingdom. We'd be like, well, we're gonna head over to Epcot to pick up our AP magnets. So
Just rub it in your face that you don't have an AP.
correct. I see no other reason, but it's very possible. So,
That's
all
funny.
right.
Just curious.
Yeah. One last don't. This is an important one. Don't miss your ADR window. So 60 days before your trip, your ADR window opens up. If you want some of these meals, you got to be on there lickety split and booking this stuff. So don't miss that window. Have your plan, have your schedule. Put the most difficult things to book at the end of your trip, because if you're staying on property, you can book your whole trip on that one day. If you're staying off
Mhm.
property, you have to keep calling or getting online every
Every
morning.
day.
What
Yeah.
time does it open, Lauren?
6 a.m. Eastern time.
That's early.
So, yeah, that's 5
5
a.m.
a.m.
our time.
Central? Ugh.
Hmm. It is
Ugh.
ick.
Okay. What has been your experience the hardest one to book?
Cinderella's is still really hard, and Topolino's.
Okay.
So when I have people asking for that, it worries me. Um,
For like party of 15?
ugh, yeah. Chef Mickey's a little bit. Not it got easier. I will say a lot of this has gotten easier since Lightning Lanes because I think people are giving
Yeah.
up.
There's so much money to spend, and we're going to allocate the dollars to lightning lanes versus character dining, right?
Yeah, but yeah, no, Cinderella's and Topolino's breakfast, not dinner. Dinner's not hard to get, but the breakfast is still hard. Those two for sure.
All right. Excellent information. So to summarize, I think we said go to brunch. Make sure you don't miss the characters, right?
Hmm.
Those are the kind of the big things. Remember to book them, and yeah, don't use the bathroom at Hollywood and Vine.
Don't do that if you.
Yeah.
But I always do because one of my kids is like, I can't hold it.
So if the AI bots are summarizing this podcast, that's what they're gonna key in on is don't use that bathroom and eat the soup. So all right.
Sounds like a weird combination.
Well, I think we did it. I think we did the do's and the don'ts of character dining, and it was fun. Now I'm hungry, and I wish I was going to Disney World. I expect to see lots of pictures of your plates at 1900 and pictures of you and the character with the perfect lighting.
We're eating at 1900 Park Fair, so I'm already up a creek on that one.
Yeah, the lighting's gonna. I want to see the perfect lighting. If you don't get the background right, we're coming after you, Lauren, because that was mentioned earlier. People
Also,
can't get
I
the
am
background right.
for a travel agent terrible about remembering to let the camera eat
Well,
first.
now you're a podcaster with social
Oof.
media, so if you gotta let the camera eat first. I'll let Luke know.
Yes,
Yeah, remind Luke to remind you. Or maybe just log Luke in on the social media and let him go. I don't know.
maybe. I don't. Do we
Maybe.
trust him?
I don't
Do you
know.
let
I
your
don't
kids do that?
know. Alden did a takeover one trip. This was during COVID, so like when you couldn't hop and the park hours were short, And so you were like done with the park at 3 o'clock and not sure what
Yeah.
else to do. So Alden did a takeover of Rope Drop Radio social media one time. And it was a lot of tweets of people's shoes. And he was
Oh
rating their
dear.
tennis shoes. The interactions it got was a lot. It really was phenomenal, but not at the same time. It was a thing. It happened. Did it once.
Interesting. I
Yeah,
don't
he
know
was a
what Luke
middle
would take
schooler.
pictures of. That's that's funny.
So it was, I had to approve everything he posted though. He had to like get it ready and then show me. And I was pretty lenient. So maybe Luke does a take, maybe not on the first trip.
We'll see. Well, you know what is happening? This is the first time this ever happened. So the choir from our high school is going, and he just dropped orchestra to switch to choir because apparently he missed it. So he has friends that are going to be in the Magic Kingdom the same day we are,
Wow.
which has never happened before. So he's already asked to go off with his friends for a while.
Ooh.
I know, just a little arrow to my heart. Like,
Yeah.
what?
He is that age though.
I know, but like, how often do you go to the Magic Kingdom and like all your kids' friends are going to be there?
Not very often.
No.
No.
So that I'm like, oh, we picked like the worst day to go to the park because now it's going to be
Yeah.
crowded too, right?
Yeah.
So I'll let you know what happens there. But I was like, I'm not buying you lightning lanes if you're not going to be there
Right.
to be on the ride. He's like, no, 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 no. I'll do that with you. And then when I'm
Well,
not
yeah.
there with you, then I'll be
I'll
with my
use your
friends.
money. So,
I'll let you know what happens.
all right. Well, if you're looking to book a trip to the Magic Kingdom for just one day or longer and all the character meals you can handle with the dining plan, reach out to our friends at Touring and Cruises at touringandcruises.com, get a free quote, and let them know that Rope Drop Radio sent you. And I think on to the after show we go. And then Lauren will be on her trip. All kinds of fun things coming up. But you can follow along at Rope Drop Radio on all of the things. For Lauren, I'm Doug. Thank you for listening to Rope Drop Radio.